That's a crappie. There's a good one. It's a nice crappie. Come here, girl. Good one right there to start with. The tube, just like we were doing last spring, it is early season. I'm talking real early season. It's middle of April out. These crappies just moved into these back bays, up shallow. Water's getting kind of, it's still cold, but it's starting to warm up a little bit. And these fish are starting to get on the bite. And what we're kind of looking for here is we're testing the waters, because this time of year can be really tricky. Yesterday we had 70-degree water, or 70-degree air, I'm sorry, and the water temp was about 55. Today it's 50 degrees outside, and the water temp's about 53. And water temp is your biggest factor when it comes to finding these pre-spawn crappies and sunfish. And they're going to be scattered out. And just like I was saying, from that hot day yesterday, everything moved up real shallow yesterday. Now it got cold. There's still a couple fish up shallow, but a lot of those fish have moved off into those 7, 8, 9 feet of water areas. And they're going to hold up until that water warms back up. Then they'll move right back up again. Another crappie. Hey. Well, most of these fish that you're catching up here in the shallow side, most of these are males, and you can see they haven't even started turning color yet. But most of them are males, and their whole goal really, besides finding some food in that, but their whole goal up here is they're searching for areas where they're going to want to spawn when that water temp warms up. So, and if you remember, like last year, crappies like to spawn in about 60 to 63 degree water temp. That's where they want to be when they'll start dropping eggs and spawning. So, and like I said, today we're at 53, right where I'm at here. There's another one. And they're just up here looking, searching, trying to find some areas, trying to find a little food. Come here, girl. And they love these tubes. Nice crappie right there. These tubes mimic bugs in the water so good that I mean, you don't need to bring minnows. You don't need to waste your time bringing minnows, keeping them alive. And the easiest way to work these is, like, I got a little wood pile up here. I'll toss it right up next to the wood, and I'll get the, I'll just let it sink for a second. And then after a second or two, I'll just give it a little pop and let it sit for a second. A little pop, let it sit. And what that does is that tube's gonna rise and it's gonna fall. Every time you pop it, that tube will hop up 2, 3, 4 inches, then it slowly falls back down. And when it's falling back down, that's when those crappies are gonna come up and eat it. Oh, there, got him. Just like that. Come here, big girl. That's a good crappie. They taste good this time of year too. That cold water, their meat's nice and firm. They're back. But this is a very simple system. Anybody can do it. You can do it from shore. I mean, there's people up here that have been down here a couple days. That's all they're doing, right from shore. And it doesn't take much, just a light rod. You want some light line so you can cast this stuff. If you try to do this with an 8, 9, 10 pound test, you're gonna have a hard time getting your lures out there. Another one. You have a hard time getting out there and getting to these fish. You gotta go with a light tackle, light line. And once you find them, there's gonna be quite a few in that same area. They're not necessarily schooled up, but they're all looking for the same type of thing. So you're gonna find more than one in a certain area. The tactics we're using today, a nice little one here, is pretty simple. I don't have live bait or nothing. All I've got is just a 1/16 ounce jig with a tube on it, and then I go up about 1.5 feet with just a small pop bobber. And the only different thing I would change today in the wind, I didn't bring any, but I'd use a weighted pop bobber. It's a little easier to cast. But pretty much I'm cruising right now, and I'm just trying to find where I can find a couple of these fish, because they're scattered out right now. You know, when they start to spawn, they'll all be grouped up in one central area, and it's like shooting fish out of a barrel. But until that happens, these fish are just scattered out. They're getting food, they're getting warm water, little shelter. And the things that I'm looking for, like right now we're cruising the shoreline, and what I'm looking for is anything that's going to create heat underwater. So that's a black bottom, or trees, or pencil reeds if you can find some of them. Those will all hold heat better than it will if you're on a sandy bottom or in a really clear area. Any kind of dirty water, anything that looks warmer. That's where these fish are going to be staged up. The warmest water you can find on your body of water. Little guy. I like to fight good in this cold water though. It's just a little one, but my point's proven that early season like this, you look for that warmest water in your bay, lake, anything. Usually it's on the north side of the lake. Get out some little rods, some little jigs. You want a variety of these. Colors vary with the fish. You let the fish tell you which colors you want. Find those warm shorelines. Usually the calm shoreline is the warmest part during the day. Get out there and have some fun. I mean, these things are thick in here. They're all moving in. They're all hungry. Just have a blast. So until next week, we'll see you guys. Have a good one.